I'm Sophie, the CMO at DFG. DFG is an investment firm focused on Web3 with over $1 billion in assets under management. It has been a routine for our founder and the CEO, James, to share some prediction each year. Now, it is time for 2023. Today, we will cover Web3, DeFi, NFT, GameFi, Metaverse, cryptocurrency, Polkadot, and many more. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hello, James.
Hi, Sophie. Hi, everyone.
Hi, thank you for sparing time to share your industry predictions for 2023 with us. How's your day going?
Doing pretty well. Thank you.
Great to know. So as everyone knows, 2022 was a pretty challenging year for the crypto industry. As an early adopter in this space, you have witnessed a couple of times bull markets and bear market. Can you use 3 words to summarize the crypto world in 2022? How do you think this crypto winter will last?
Yeah, thank you, Sophie, for the questions. Hello, everyone. This is James, founder and CEO of DFG. So 2022 is really a tough year for basically everybody in the crypto space. If I use 3 words to summarize it, it would be very bad to worse to the worst. So it's actually could be even worse in 2022. So I've been in crypto industry for stuff around 2015, and right now it's probably the 8 years for me. And I never see market like here act like that. So there's so many people has been wiped out all the industry, and so many kind of crazy things happens for all these kind of collapse from Luna to 3 Arrows to FTX to all these kind of crazy things. I guess it is because of we create a huge bubble in the last bull market. Not everything not every kind of things are real, even real for that things, right? So we have crazy high kind of fully diluted valuation for these kind of project like Luna or Solana or others. It's actually not normal. Just imagine that why the bubble has been created. I think there's 4 reasons for this kind of high valuation. The first is really because of the vesting. Really, the circulation supply is small compared to FTB. The second is because we can see huge percentage of the tokens being in the network. So basically, they are not circulating supply, which is great, right? Proof of stake become very common during the last bull run. This is great, but if the number is too high, then it will create a problem that where the circulation supply is very small. The second is the third is really about leverage. There are a lot of leverage has been used. You can use basically all the DeFi product to borrow money, or use CeFi entity to borrow money. So all these kind of leverage has been used. The fourth is so-called fake leverage or fake kind of money, because the exchange like FTX, they are basically use other people's money which doesn't exist. It should be belong to others, using by themselves to reinvest into the crypto industry, right? Because of all these reasons, then we push the crypto market to extremely high valuation. So this is cannot be lost. And 2022 last year basically is the outcome of the collapse of this kind of bubble, which I think right now, or people think right now, is standard, right? You're creating a huge bubble, then when the bubble disappear, then a lot of people will get hurt by the bubble, right? So this is my understanding, because we're creating such a big bubble. Then last year is actually the worst year for crypto entire history. About the winter, I guess right now I see the valuation become much more reasonable, and even a lot of coins on the secondary market, I think it has been undervalued. Cause just imagine, Bitcoin, Ethers, they all right now the market is slightly good, but it all goes down like more than 60%, which is a lot. And we can see a lot of solid things happen in the industry, especially on the student side, right? You can see the merge happen, and also the ecosystem also, it's totally different than the market in 2017, because when 2017 is only about ICO. When ICO when ICO fails, then basically Ethereum is kind of like a useless, right? So that's why Ethereum goes down 95%. But right now, in the Ethereum ecosystem, you can see all the DeFi is still there. Although the TVL goes down a lot, but DeFi application is still there, and there's a lot of new application came out. So the ecosystem is still there. For Bitcoin, it's relatively stable, but you can always rely on Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin, Ether, compared to what they have on a peak, they goes down more than 60%, which I think is somehow in the long term is definitely undervalued. And we can see all kind of positive things besides Bitcoin and Ethers with new kind of innovation come out on the layer 1 side, on the layer 2 side, on the application side. So there's a lot of new innovation came out. So we will see more competition for sure on the layer 1. There's different jurisdictions, like Japan and India and all these kind of jurisdictions which have these kind of layer 1 protocol probably fitting to that jurisdiction, right? It doesn't necessarily to be a layer 1 protocol, kind of like dominate all the market, but could be one single country. We can see all these kind of layer 1 came out as well. For example, we invest into Sharding, we went into Asta. These kind of all good examples, and then we can see all the other layer 1s like Aptos, Swiss. They try to also solve the scalability issues, trying to kind of at least partially competing with a certain other side. So all this kind of competition will push the industry to much better places. And applications, for sure, we will see more things happen. Not only in the DeFi space. DeFi is very solid. We can see all these kind of major players like Uniswap, Arvis, they are solid, right? But we can see more things happen there. And also the other things, GameFi need to be redefined, I would say. We have a lot of gaming project already died. We will see definitely more things happen on the GameFi space. And there's tons of others. I don't want to say too much about it, but there's tons of other things like NFTs, metaverse, and other things. So overall speaking, I think based on what happened last year and based on what we have right now on technology side and on the ecosystem side, I think the crypto market is kind of undervalued right now. And on the winter side, it depends on basically how long will it last. It depends on two things. The first is really about whether on the whole economy environment, whether we have a more capital to deploy. That definitely depends on Federal Reserve, right? Partially depend on Federal Reserve and depend on the policy. So whether we have more capital deployed, that's a key question. The second question is whether there's any triggers in the crypto market to drive that kind of these capitals into the market, right? So which I already say partially before layer 1, layer 2, and applications. So I think overall speaking, I don't think there's a recession that will cause at least probably crypto windows for 3-4 years. I think maybe it will be it will probably be last year definitely the worst case scenario, but this year we might see more things happen. Probably next year we will see the start of war, and that's my prediction.
Thank you very much. That was a very, very comprehensive description of 2022 and the general prediction of 2023, because we have more questions in different sectors, so we will move on. Thank you so much. So besides the brutal hit last year, quite a few events occurred. Ethereum merge attracted the most attention. Will it be a revolutionary change for builders and holders?
Yeah, sure. A great question. I think this is definitely a very important change for everybody. Because my prediction is, in the future, proof of stake will be the mainstream kind of thing in the future. Bitcoin will definitely stick to POW, but that's the only point probably we'll continue with POW if it becomes successful. The others will all shift to proof of stake. So that's how Ethereum, kind of leading the trend last year. Because it just simply makes sense, right? So otherwise you're wasting a lot of energy, wasting a lot of, you're just causing waste for that. And using proof of stake is a new way and a much better way to create a new token supply. This is definitely a better way, and it's actually a fair way and a good way. So so there's two major changes I think under Ethereum merge. The first is on the tech side. We shift from proof of work to proof of stake. This is going to be important. The second is on the token metric side. We can see the token economy of Ethereum is probably, Bitcoin inflation is less than 2%. It's somewhere between 1 to 2%. And Ethereum definitely depends on the transaction number, right? If we have a lot of transaction numbers, actually the total supply of Ethereum will go down. And we will see after the Shanghai upgrade. I think we will see more Ethereum will be staked in different platforms like Lidos, like your central exchange, whatever. And then we will see the staking reward probably will go down. Right now 4% is too high, probably it goes down to 2% or whatever, somewhere like that. And once if it's not a super crazy crypto winter, then we will see it's not a model of inflation, it's deflation actually. So the actual total supply of Ethereum will go down, which will benefit all the Ethereum holders. This is really important for the industry. I think creating a healthy token matrix is definitely lay a solid foundation for the project to be successful. So that's how the second thing I would say the merger of Ethereum is important to the industry.
Well said. Thank you. Like Ethereum merge has definitely remapped the ecosystem, and the upcoming Shanghai upgrade will also bring change. So as an experienced Web3 investor, you must really understand the instance of regulation in this space. Various governments have taken mixed actions toward crypto. What do you think the worldwide legislation will become? Where do you think the emerging market will be in 2023?
Sure. So I think because what happened to FTX, this is causing a pretty serious problem in the from the US side, right? So we can see SEC try to dig into Kraken for staking product, but right now they already changed their product, and they are trying to kind of also dig into the stablecoin side as well. So I think on the US side, it will be slightly harsh on the crypto side, but this is probably bad in the short term, and this is going to be okay in the middle and the long term. That's my prediction. So because of FTX, so this is going to be problem because in the US, because they don't trust centralized platform anymore. You cannot create a centralized platform and also hurting the users. This is not allowed. So because of that, we will see probably things will become very very tough in the US. But I think that's fine. In the long term, that's very fine. So we would love to see all these kind of centralized platform to be regulated, and we were kind of using more decentralized platform, right? On the emerging market side, I think things have become more positive. We will see more countries and jurisdictions that start to accept crypto and to be more crypto friendly, right? An important country I want to mention is Japan. We can see Japan didn't make a lot of actions in the past few years toward Web3, but right now I don't know what the reason behind it. Maybe they realized they missed the Web2, they cannot miss the Web3, and we can see right now Japan become more crypto friendly. I think this is definitely a good trend for an important country like Japan. We will definitely see more. Already there's a lot of crypto hub like Dubai, Singapore's friendly. We will definitely see more. Maybe India, Indonesia, whatever. There will be a lot of good kind of places, emerging market in Asia that being friendly to crypto, and Europe for sure. Europe is always friendly, right? And there's more countries like in different countries where we're probably going to be more crypto friendly. So this is overall I think it's very positive for the crypto side. Maybe this year we will see more restriction on the US side, but on a globalized perspective, it's going to be more positive on crypto.
Very interesting opinions. I'm also very looking forward to seeing how regulations will evolve. So while DeFi saw fast growth from the summer of 2020 through the end of 2021, growth in 2022 has been heavily interrupted due to the market conditions and the doubt among newcomers. So according to CoinHill, in 2022, DeFi market cap by 73% compared to 2021. So what do you see as the status of DeFi this year?
Yeah, thank you for the question. First of all, I think that's standard because the crypto market maybe goes down 70%, right? So or basically everyone's assets goes down a lot. So you have less maybe less TVO than the peak, which is reasonable, I would say, right? And 70% is big, probably in the other industry, but in crypto industry that's somewhat standard. On the DeFi side, I guess. Because right now I think it's become more normal or more kind of standard. Because just imagine for what happened to Anchor, right, on Luna, this is not going to last for long. How could you have something which creating 20% year to year on stable coin? This is just not reasonable, right? Mm-hmm. So it's going to be cloud. Right now we can see all the DeFi yield on the major kind of platform, which is similar or even lower than putting your money in the banks, right? So this is going to. I mean, I don't think this will last for a long time, but I think this is proved to be, more healthier than the previous market because high year reward is not going to last for long. Just like the high staking reward is causing problem for your project on the token side in the long term. So it has to be reasonable. So this is actually actually better than what I expected because all the major players are still there, but we will see more innovations came out on the different sectors.
Thank you. That's a very great insight. The real boom of the NFT, GameFi, and the Metaverse market started in 2021, though there are so many different voices. Some people think that the excitement over NFT, GameFi, and the Metaverse is fading, while others still believe that they are far from that and will continue to evolve in the future. So what is your opinion about NFT, GameFi, and Metaverse?
Sure. So a good question. I think, yeah, definitely we will see a lot of, I think NFT and GameFi probably very pretty bad in 2022, right? So we can see, for example, trading volume of OpenSea goes down probably 97%, which is crazy number, and GameFi the users goes down 99% or whatever. That's crazy numbers. But I think right now the problem for NFT is it's more like it's mainly about 10K PFP right now, right? For the NFT, it's more like a luxury brand. It's like you're giving a limited number of things that you can buy, but for a single item, the price is very high, and for 10K PFP, you only have 10,000 piece of that, then you have like 5,000 or 6,000 people holding that, which means the community or the people kind of participate in the NFT is that number. It's more like it's still by limited edition of the bag or whatever. It's more like a luxury brand. So that's the problem of NFT. Because of that, we will see people say NFT is doing adoption, but we are doing the opposite, right? So we only have this NFT for these kind of rich people. So it's hard for the NFT to reach out to all the audience. So that's the key problem here. How we can scale that and how we can make sure NFT can do more adoption for crypto in the long term. Which means we need to create NFTs which have real utility for our daily life and for normal people. So that's the next trend for NFT. It's not only about 10K PFP and push these kind of one single kind of item to very high price like Bored Ape or whatever. For GameFi, the problem is the business model. Previously, we have the play to earn model, but it proved that the model cannot last for a long time, if there's not enough people, really want to play the game or come into the place, right? So you only have people and trying to create value outside the game, but you don't have people bringing the value into the game. So that's really the problem. So issue tokens, people try to grab these tokens, bring the value outside the game. Where there's no value to grab, then the project dies. So that's not a healthy business model. In the future, it should be a more balanced business model. So play to earn or the token itself, it just serves as the incentive and for this game. But the game itself needs to be attractive to people, really bring value into that. So that's really about how the trend of GameFi in the future. I'm pretty sure both NFT and GameFi will have a very a solid kind of path in the next ball run. They will have a lot of great utility for NFTs, a lot of great gaming for people to play in the future. But I think we will see totally different kind of business model or on functionality side. We will see very different things happen on these two things. So for the next ball run. So that's my understanding.
That's great. Yeah, so I think they have so much potential to develop in the next few years. Totally agree. So Bitcoin was the first established cryptocurrency and is still the king of a cryptocurrency. Where do you believe the BTC price will go in 2023?
Good question. I think I don't think Bitcoin will create all-time high in 2026 because it just can't, right? So all the environment and things didn't supporting that. So I don't see any crazy people say, okay, we will see like Bitcoin's reach all-time high. I don't think that's realistic, and I don't think either Bitcoin will have all-time lows compared to 2022. I don't think Bitcoin will be even lower. So it will be a market more like up and down, but in this kind of range. But we won't see kind of one side market in 2023. That's my real prediction. I think Bitcoin price may slightly goes up during the whole 2023, but I don't see the trigger for the market for Bitcoin to create all-time high. But the reason is that we have very good kind of solid thing, which is the halving, right? Mm-hmm. Halving will happen on the first half of next year, which is super positive. It's actually a real benefit for Bitcoin holder because you have the sales side, the sales side cut in half, right? So there's less sales side, just like what happened to 3 years ago and 4 years ago in 2019, the Bitcoin price goes up a lot, and where the other coins are stable, and because 2020 in May 2020 there's halving, right? So that's really positive. But why I don't think it will happen again because first, the overall environment didn't support it yet because we still have, Federal Reserve increased the interest rate, right? So we still have, we don't have a lot of free money to deploy into cryptocurrency. So I don't think, it will push, the Bitcoin price to that high. It may go up a little bit or so it goes up okay, but not that high. And for other things, it's because of Ethereum. Ethereum, it is super strong these days because of the merge and because of all the ecosystem. So I think if Ethereum we're going to at least kind of cutting a part of the piece of Bitcoin. I don't think Ethereum will be have the market cap bigger than Bitcoin. That's also very hard. But I think Ethereum going to grab some kind of part of value from Bitcoin. So that's a good reason why I don't think Bitcoin price will goes up super crazy high in 2027. But in the long term, I agree with all these kind of predictions that Bitcoin in long term price is like a 300K whatever. I think that's realistic, but that's about long term, not about this year.
Yeah, I think that's a very realistic. So the competition for different tokens to rank among the top 10 cryptocurrencies is always intense. So which coin or coins will be a dark horse this year, in your opinion?
That's a good question and a hard question to answer. I feel I feel not in the top 10, right? There's a lot of, besides Bitcoin Ether, that's BNB and a bunch of stable coin. So and then only left probably 3 or 4 spots for the other coins. I think Bitcoin should be layer 1, which can challenge Ethereum. So that's my prediction, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Ripple or Cardano or Dogecoin deserve to be top 10. I don't think this coin deserve to be top 10. It should be way behind, and it should be some coins which can potentially competing with Ethereum, or at least kind of partially doing that. It could be Apples. It could be Sui. It could be Polkadot. It could be Cosmos. It could be Near. It should be something like that. It shouldn't be something still the old school kind of coins. I think that 3-4 spots should belong to these coins.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that opinion. So, like DFG has invested in so many Polkadot ecosystem project. Actually, invested in the most Polkadot ecosystem project in the world. So, what qualities of Polkadot attract you the most? How do you rate the development of Polkadot in 2022, and what do you expect will happen to the ecosystem this year?
Yeah, sure. So I don't think Polkadot, to be honest with everyone, I don't think Polkadot have a good year in 2022, because I don't think there's any new exciting, there's not a lot of new exciting projects. There's not a lot of new capital or VC like us, coming to place. We are probably one of the only VCs, one of the only few VCs which focus a lot on Polkadot.
Right.
We think Polkadot is shifting right now. So it's actually, there's a lot of tech progress, which is great, as we summarize in the annual report, which is great, but we will see Polkadot shifting right now. I think what we need to see Polkadot is really change the dynamic here and try to do things more aggressively, right? So first, as I emphasize a lot, is the token matrix. Right now, you got 15% for staking reward, and you got like a 7.8% of the inflation for Polkadot, which is super high.
Right.
And Bitcoin have less. Ethereum is negative. So, but compared to that's super high. That's not going to last for a while. So I think token matrix, token economy need to be changed. This is the first. The second is really about being more aggressive. On the tech side, I'm satisfied with progress, which is cool. But we don't need to stick for the per-chain auction model, which proved to be not working so well these days. I don't think we need to stick to that. We can try different kind of model and make sure as long as the substrate, the tech framework works well, then it creates value for the Polkadot ecosystem. It doesn't necessarily to be per-chain auction. We can find all these kind of other ways. We need to think about that. I think that could be changed. The last thing I want to mention is about how to build in the ecosystem and the marketing side. I think Polkadot is slightly more. I don't think that's very aggressive. We need to be. I understand it's a tech culture, but on the other hand, this will giving you a lot of benefit once you be aggressive on the marketing side, once you be aggressive about building ecosystem. So this is really something we need to see more in 2023. I have a few calls with Parity guys, the Web3 Foundation guys. I think this is definitely something they have in the plan, but let's see how they make sure it come to reality.
Yeah. Totally agree. So as you mentioned earlier, a lot of other projects have paved their way to multi-chain or cross-chain, like Ethereum, Aptos, and Sui. So all this really surprised the crypto world last year. Do you think this trend will minimize or affect the influence or adoption of Polkadot in 2023?
No, I think it's the opposite. I think it will benefit Polkadot. So as long as there's multi-chain, then there's room for cross-chain, right? So once that becomes popular, then Polkadot is the one benefit from it. it's not like giving a negative impact. It's actually giving a positive impact because people need to realize besides the scalability issues, cross-chain is really the next target, next important milestone for layer one. And this is actually benefit Polkadot a lot. So I don't think we need to Polkadot itself need to focus too more on competitions. It should be more focused on the ecosystem itself. So I think overall what happened to the industry, especially for this trend, I mean, we will give actually more actual value for the Polkadot network. So this is going to be because for the Polkadot network itself, it emphasized cross-chain, right? It emphasized multi-chain. Then you are not going to face. If you emphasize that, you accept that, you are not going to worry about the competition. It should be you should embrace this kind of thing. This kind of thing benefit you. So I think the biggest problem for Polkadot itself is internal problem, not the things outside.
Good to know. So apart from Polkadot, some other like new emerging layer one project are booming in the market. Which blockchain do you think will stand out this year and why?
I would say I have to say my portfolio, but I really think because of the first I want to say is Sharding. I mean, on the tech side, Linear Sharding is definitely a new solution. They can potentially make more improvement, compared to Near. And Near is a strong project, by the way. But I think definitely they're working on that. They have very solid tech people working on that. And they do super good, kind of ecosystem building. You can see a lot of projects already building on them. I think I'm very excited about Sharding, what Sharding can do, not only about India, also about Asia, right? The other things I want to say is All-Star. All-Star is really, it's a Polkadot ecosystem project, but it's also a layer one, right? So it's gradually become the blockchain of Japan. So this is super exciting for me because you have a very big market and you have a young entrepreneur which is focused on crypto and blockchain really do things, and they're creating a fantastic technology for these different people to building on top of that, right? So I think Japan is very strong. From the traditional side, you have strong IPs, you have strong kind of gaming project. All these kind of major player in the gaming side. We will see more application built on top of All-Star. We are super excited about how it will be in the future. Yeah, there's a lot. I just cannot mention them all, but I would say a lot of our portfolio definitely was take a look. Yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree. So with the launch of the latest game changer, ChatGPT in November last year, generative AI gets a little bit closer to Web3 development. So how do you see the connection between AI and Web3? Will AI have a significant impact on Web3 growth?
Tough question and hard to answer because I don't really know a lot about AI, but we do invest one project in AI space, but not too many, to be honest. I don't actually know how you will. I don't even know AI itself, so I don't know how it impact on the website growth. I mean, ChatGPT, which is great, they can definitely change Google, but I just cannot see any connection between them and crypto right now. In the future, it may. I think crypto need to be. I mean, there's a lot of industry already kind of well connected with crypto, like the game industry, like the finance industry, right? So we will definitely see more advanced technology which combine with crypto, but we just don't know yet whether it will work well or not, like VR, like AR, like AI, like the others. It's more like I would say early stage. We can do all these kind of attempts or tests, but I actually don't know how it would impact a lot on the Web3 growth right now. I think that's a question for probably 5 years later, but not for now.
Thank you for your honest opinion. I guess today we covered a lot of topics. Thank you very much for your fantastic Web3 predictions for 2023. I'm sure your expert perspectives will give people a great understanding of the industry. Thank you again, James.
Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.